castle for their guild to get benefits and special advantages. So there are four castle locations: Frontera Valkyrie Realm, Payon Baldur or Greenwood Lake Realm, Geffen Britannia Realm, and Aldebaran Luwina Realm. And of course, the benefits and special advantages, since each castle has
Mm-hmm.
a specific drop that you can only get in that castle. And aside from those specific drops, you can have other drops as well, like a high weapon box, some war Emperium potions, and so on and so forth. And of course, you will have access to the what do you call this, guild dungeon.
Yes. Hmm. Let's go and check what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay, I think Dominaria is just trying to defend this one. I think no one is trying to contest. And
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned, it's still early for still 4 minutes on our clock for the War of Imperium. So maybe guilds will hit around 9-10 maybe, or
Mm-hmm.
like mid part of this War of Imperium.
Yes, and we are just checking everything right now. Michael, let's try to take a quick tech check. Is our stream ongoing right now?
Yep.
It's green. All right. So just a quick technical check right
Yep.
there. Of course, we need to check things out. So hold on.
Yep. I think it's up now. Yeah, it's up.
I think it's up now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
up
it's up.
now. It's up now. All right. All right. So it just got delayed. It just got
Yeah.
delayed.
That.
So it just got delayed. So I thought, got bugged or something like that. Maybe that was the case.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, since we also have ongoing events here in Ragnarok Online GGH, let's first talk about our in-game events, like
Mm.
our no. Before that, I want to take this chance to, of course, present our viewers that our codes, because we'll be giving away some redeemable codes right there that will be flashed on the screen every now and then, of course, in the lower right portion of the screen, so right there. All right, so you can just check it out. First one to redeem the code will be able to claim the prizes that are included in that code. So you can have a battle manual, job manual, blessing scroll, agi scroll, mystic powders, or tears blessing. In order for
Yes.
you to redeem your code, make sure to log in your ROG Enjoy account, or in the website ro.gnjoy.asia, and make sure to log in, click on the member or membership. If I recall correctly, then press redeem code.
Redeem
All
code.
right,
Yeah.
then just input the code right there. Again, first one to redeem the code will be able to receive the prize. The second one won't be able to receive those goodies. So only the
Yeah.
first one who redeems the code, right? So
Exactly.
first come first serve.
Okay. So I think the last nightmare is here. We saw the Minari. They're still camping on Geffen.
Mm-hmm.
So last nightmare is pushing on Aldebaran, and I think someone is contesting this. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
what guild. Some of the last nightmare called for a stop here. Let's check inside who's defending this.
Ooh,
Arsenal.
so there's
Arsenal is
Arsenal.
defending. Hmm.
Yeah, Arsenal is just pretty much defending right here. I don't think Last Nightmare is has full numbers right now. Maybe they are split up in different castles
Yep.
right now. But we are going to see a Last Nightmare push
Oh,
versus Arsenal. But Arsenal pushed out and casted that Arrow Storm and trying to wipe out Last Nightmare that is
good
just
push.
trying to get ready and regrouping outside the portal. But Arsenal just doing their best. But a Last Nightmare
Good.
not really getting taken down because of that sacrifice or devotion coming from this Royal Guard. And Last Nightmare regrouped perfectly right there,
Mm-hmm.
and just made sure to
Nice
check
counter.
things out and not get eliminated
Yep.
at that time. And right now, Last Nightmare is going to go in for that push, while Arsenal is going to have a hard time if Last Nightmare is going to push with these amount of players, or members in their guild.
Yes. I think what Arsenal did, they tried to take down the first players. I think some of the Arsenal players overextend their push. It should be like a first or the nearest targets that they have in front. But some of the Arsenal players went too far on that push, and that resulted into a clean wipe. And Last Nightmare managed to do a counter push as well, or um s- counter their skills immediately when they recognize that some of the players are kinda scattered on the side of Arsenal.
Yes, and the last nightmare actually at that time, it just held their position
Yep,
perfectly. Arsenal, or they didn't expect Arsenal to push out.
yep,
They didn't expect Arsenal to push out, and when Arsenal did, Arsenal didn't expect that there are going to be other Last Nightmare members just behind the players that they wiped out. And because of that, our Last Nightmare just regrouped before actually taking care of the battle. And right now, they're just going to hold that castle, the flag warp, to make sure nobody else enters that castle. And last Nightmare will get the last laugh if they manage to push this castle perfectly. But
yep,
right now, they are going to be up against Arsenal. I think Arsenal is the one defending here in this castle. And they are just going to make sure to to attack or take the offensive in a way that they are in an advantage.
yes. And I think the good thing about, or what I like about Last Nightmare, they have the discipline that they don't want to stack near at the portal. Because we saw multiple guilds doing a quick stack at the portal,
Mhm.
and you know, I think that's a good behavior on the side of Last Nightmare, staying at the at least like maybe 20 cells away from the portal. So that's a good
Yes.
practice on the side of Last Nightmare, preventing the portal bombs on the side of the enemies that they have.
Yes, and some guilds are just occupying other castles right now. I can see in the feed there's Fratres ad Vitam, Goons, Opus Dei, Chao. Chao is active right now, actually conquering Holy Shadow. Dominary by Shuya is also conquering other
Yep,
castles as well. Nonsense, as well as Nemesis Armada. I think Nemesis Armada is just holding a castle,
yep,
not really conquering any castles right now for the time being, but they are just holding a castle and making sure they defend it while Last Nightmare is on the offensive here in Hohenschwangau.
yes. And to be fair, James, um, for some reason, guilds are trying to move as fast as they can for the first half or for the first 10 minutes of this Wharf Imperium. We saw Opus Dei, Goons, Fratres moving on the first 10 minutes. So maybe they have those numbers, maybe, and maybe they can do multiple split push on their guild. But let's see if they're gonna, or if we're gonna see a clash on the side of Opus, Goons, Fratres, and Nonsense.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, we're just going to wait for Last Nightmare. I think they're just going to regroup right now before they actually enter this castle, or maybe they're waiting for the other members um to what they call this, to go online.
Yeah.
Um, is that nonsense
Yes,
inside the
NS
castle?
is defending the castle.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
I think Arsenal is Arsenal helping Nonsense to defend this castle.
uh, I don't think that's the case right there. Maybe Arsenal is just got caught in that battle. But I'm not sure if they are going to help, if they are helping Nonsense this time around.
Yeah,
But if they are, they are two medium-sized guilds. So, both of them will actually deal a lot of damage
yeah,
against the big guilds if they work together.
yes. And again, despite of the numbers that Last Nightmare facing right now, they have that good sustain coming from their support. We saw the performance of their backline or support,
Mhm.
their support system in the guild. It's very good. We saw that last week versus Dominari, and those bishops are doing the clutch sustains for those crucial skills that the enemies is throwing them. Like for example, the Dominari Arrow, Arrow Storm, and the Dragon Breath. So I think those bishops are doing good on the side of Last Nightmare.
Yes. And while they are just holding this castle right here, um, a while ago, I talked about our in-game events that are currently ongoing in the server. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we have ongoing events here in ROGGH, like the Heroes Trail event. The crack in the dimension left by Satan Morok when he ran away allowed Rune Midgard to discover the new world. Now, scientists have discovered a new way to exploit its power: time traveling. By
Ooh.
using their new device, you can join them in the spatial rift. From there, you can still reach the new world, but you can also explore past times. For more information about the event, you can visit a website, ro.gnjoy.asia, or join the ROGGH Discord. Again, links can be found in the description of the stream.
Ooh, time travel.
Yes, time traveling. And speaking of time traveling, MG,
Mm.
I think players do want to have a time traveling experience here in ROGGH, of course, since we have that ongoing event right now.
Oh.
But like what we see right here, I think Nonsense just pushed out. Maybe Last Nightmare backed down this time around. Of course, they want to regroup at other castles. Maybe they want to battle Dominari. So let's take a look around other castles. And I think MG, you need to turn off the aura by timing slash aura for the
Oh, okay.
time being. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to
All right.
scout first. Oof.
Yeah, let's try and scout other castles right now. And Dominari. Dominari is here in Kremhild Castle.
Mm-hmm. I think again we keep on seeing this gameplay coming from Dominari. They've been splitting their forces on multiple castles on the
Yeah.
first half. Then on the mid and last part of this War of Imperium, they try to regroup. They try to push a big guild
Hmm.
trying to contest. Then on the last part, on the last 10 minutes, they're gonna do the split push again, or the split push for this for
Yeah.
their lineup.
And I want to uh take a look back at what happened at our last War of Imperium session, the battle between Dominari and Last Nightmare. It was a very, very chaotic battle between these two guilds. Um, at some at some battles, Last Nightmare won,
Yeah.
and in some battles, Dominari won. So actually, it's kind of bit of a tie for both of these guilds, but I'm not really sure who won. Maybe they battled it out at different times. Maybe they already have a winner in mind. But I think both these guilds are both tied. In their numbers
Yeah.
and in their strength as well. So it all depends on the strategy, and whoever attacks first maybe um, has the advantage in the battle.
Yes. I think what Last Nightmare is trying to do is they're actually focusing on the execution on their side. We saw the execution when they faced Dominari. I remember that was in Frontera. They tried to like do a quick train push towards Dominari, and Dominari doesn't have that time to react. Versus the Storm Gust, Dragon Breath,
Mhm.
um, and the other skills of other members. So I think skill coordination. I think Last Nightmare has that, and like we are seeing right now, Last Nightmare is trying to do a quick damage. They have the status control on those enemies, and to finish off, they have that Dragon Breath from that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from those rune knights.
yeah,
And
from the
I
Runettes.
like
Yeah,
what they did there. They moved with that archbishop or their archbishop, or maybe their suras, casting those numas on the ground before
yep,
they move in, preventing their opponents from casting dragon's breath. And not really preventing I mean just preventing the damage
damage. Yeah,
coming from those dragon
exactly.
breaths and arrow storms. And maybe it will prevent you as well from getting damaged by other long range skills. But these two skills right there will is are deal a lot of
Yeah,
damage, And if you cast Numa on the ground, they will actually reduce that damage, or maybe you won't take any damage from those long range kills, and it will make it easier for your guild to push in and move out from different locations.
Yes, I agree. At the same time, what I like about last Hyper, if they're gonna commit 101%, right? And
Mhm.
with that push, you won't see any single member of Last Nightmare pushing alone. If
Yeah.
they're gonna push as a group, and I think that's one of the good thing about that strategy, because if you're gonna push alone, basically the enemy can actually just pin target you or solo burst you on that situation. But if you're a group pushing to your enemy, I think the other side or the opponents will have a hard time to focus target certain classes that's very vital on that group. So good
Yes.
performance there on the side of Last Nightmare.
Yes, and they are just making sure they have the advantage here in the entrance on how Honchuan goes, since they are just regrouping right now. Now they are just going to push in along with all of their members. Of course, they want to take this castle. Nonsense is defending this castle right now. Arsenal was holding the entrance earlier. Some of the members tried to enter. Maybe they got wiped out as soon as
Okay,
they
okay.
entered right there. But Dominari
Dominati!
actually
Oh my god!
pushed with Last Nightmare. Now they are going to pinch Last Nightmare right there. Now Last Nightmare needs to get ready for this battle between these two guilds. Because Dominari, if they
Okay.
are just going to push right there, and what
Quick
we see
Ashley
here,
there.
Last Nightmare was aware at what happened. They actually communicated, then they said Dominari is pushing in with us. Maybe we need to stop them in their tracks. Let's actually just take a briefer. Let's wait here in the entrance of this second portal. Maybe we can wipe out Dominari right here and right then before we actually enter um,
Yes.
the third
Okay, I
portal.
think they're
But
gonna
right
commit
now,
now.
Dominari is going to push in.
Good
Last
damage.
Nightmare is having a hard time. They don't have enough
Push
numbers.
it out, dragging back
Dominari is
now.
just going to push in. Dragon's Breath and Arrow
Oh!
Storms getting casted on the ground. And Dominari, with their dominating numbers, just making sure to
Wow!
wipe out Last Nightmare, defending that entrance. And while they are defending that entrance, you can take a look at their HP right now.
Okay, okay, James, to be fair, I almost died here. So, wow.
You almost didn't see the whole battle. What happened right
Yeah.
there? And the battle got pretty dangerous. Even someone who's hunting will get damaged. But anyway, let's actually try and move upward.
Yeah,
Just enter the portal again. And
that's
yeah,
really good.
there you go. And the Dominari right there, they had the advantage in terms of numbers. Maybe some of the members of last night tried to put in, while some of our members are ending that for us
Yep.
earlier. But right now, Dominari is holding the flag warp. I think they didn't capture this castle just
Yeah.
yet. I think Nonsense is still holding this castle. So I'm not sure what they are planning right here, but this is going to be a tough battle for Nonsense if two big guilds like Dominari and Last Nightmare want to push their castle.
Yeah. Sorry, I was really laughing hard on that. Um, the damage is really OP. Even me getting damage in
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
even you got
Um,
afflicted with that damage.
yeah.
So you almost died. You
Yep.
almost died. Anyway, I think Dominar is just going to maybe hold and wait for an opportunity to strike right there. Maybe they are just going to regroup outside this portal and just wait for Nonsense to maybe make a mistake if they try to push out and stuff like
Ooh.
that. Now Arsenal is trying to cause damage right here. Just one Rune Knight. Just one Rune Knight against a lot of members from Dominaria as he gets wiped out because it's going to be... It became a 1 versus 4 Dragon's
Yeah.
Breath battle. So it got pretty dangerous for Arsenal right there.
Oh,
But
eh?
Arsenal...
Oh, eh?
Ooh, Arsenal. So I think maybe Arsenal is just helping Nonsense out, or maybe they just want to have a chaotic battle
Yeah.
here in this castle.
So I think Dominaria is aware that Arsenal is outside here, and I'm not sure what happened to last night. They have their numbers earlier, but for some reason on that
Ooh.
that defense on that portal, they have lost almost half of their numbers.
Yeah, maybe they split up, or maybe some of their members got eliminated as they tried to enter the portal. Yeah, because a lot of things can happen. Maybe Last Nightmares are grouping still in the entrance right now.
Yeah,
Dominari might be there as well, and Arsenal is going to push out. I believe they are just helping Nonsense out. Maybe
yeah,
it's going to be a big guild right now for Nonsense and Arsenal. Because I think they are alliances for a time being. Not sure if it's going to last for the next
yeah.
session.
But to be
But they
fair, yeah, to be fair,
uh-huh.
James, I think Arsenal plus Nonsense combo can actually take down Dominari and Last Nightmare. So
Yeah.
that's a good lineup.
Mhm. Yeah, because with their numbers
Okay.
alone, I think they can actually have decent numbers to deal with either Last Nightmare and Dominari. Now,
Curse
right,
Circle.
as we can see, it's a chaotic battle between these two guilds. They are just going to pick up, or Last Nightmare is just going to pick off a few members here from Arsenal. Some members of Arsenal just back down. Maybe Arsenal is not ready yet
Yeah.
not ready to encounter Last Nightmare there in the entrance right now. Last Nightmare is just going to hold this entrance
Okay.
portal as Dominari wants to push in a lot of meteor storms coming from Last Nightmare. The red Dominari led by Delinquent is just going to try and push in Dragon's
Okay.
Breath,
Land Protector.
and Land Protector got casted, but that Earth Stain is causing heavy damage, and a lot of meteor storms, heavy magic damage coming from Dominari. And here comes the second Dominari guild. Dominari led by Shuya as Last Nightmare is trying to back down. They don't have enough numbers right now since two Dominari guilds pushed this castle. And it became a hard fought battle for Last Nightmare. They are going to back down. They got wiped out, or a lot of their members got finished off here at the entrance of Hohenschwangau.
Yeah.
So this is an exciting battle here in
Yeah.
this castle, MG.
Yes, exactly. I just want to point a couple of things. Earlier we saw Arsenal, um, Arsenal Guild. Some of them actually back down, facing Last Nightmare. I think if you want to take down Last Nightmare, you need to commit 101% to their lineup, right? But if you're not gonna commit, I think Arsenal should back down and try to reestablish their group. Then if they just want to commit on a full push, they go all in on
Yeah.
Dominari. On the Dominari versus Last Nightmare side, I think Last Nightmare did a good job there. They try to fall back, or they try to paddle back as low as they can. They try to reestablish their stack on this choke area, on the L choke, but apparently Dominari's forces is too many to handle. That's why I think Last Nightmare lost their grip on that stack area.
Yes, and MG, I can't imagine how chaotic it will be if there's only one castle open every War of Emperium session here in ROGGH.
Yeah.
And look at the chaos right now. These are just four guilds battling here in this castle. And look at the chaos that is happening. Not exactly four. I think these are around six guilds, since Last Nightmare has two guilds and Dominari has two guilds as well.
Yep.
So around six guilds, because Arsenal and Nonsense is going to be there. Right now, Nonsense is getting the last laugh since they are just holding and defending this third portal. But as you can see, a lot of things happening right now in the portal of or at the castle of Hohenschwangau. If guilds want to take a bit of bite, in the action here happening here in Hohenschwangau, maybe they can go here. Maybe they can try their luck. Maybe
Yep.
they can actually pick off a few members from Dominar Last Nightmare.
Yeah.
Maybe they can try their best, try their luck into actually capturing this castle. I'm not
Yes.
too sure.
But I think James Nonsense should have a scout roaming around, and they need to check what guilds are they facing, or how many numbers are they gonna face inside that defense area. So they can actually prepare, or maybe they can actually switch a strategy maybe maybe they can actually put like couple of suras on the preempt. Just try to get those easy pick off to reduce the forces that they're gonna face inside that Imperium.
Yes, and right now the forces of delinquent split, or rather, Dominari split.
Yep.
Delinquent's Dominari, I think, is holding the portal, while Shuya's Dominari, or the purple Dominari, is going to push in. They will try their luck, of course, into pushing the defense of Nonsense. And of what we've seen so far from Nonsense is that Nonsense are pretty good in defending a castle in actually, portal def. In
Yep.
that portal def, because their defense is hard to be penetrated, because they have that defense set up
Yep.
perfectly. They have that rolling cutter in their lineup, and they have that Loki's Veil there at the portal. And I think last time we saw two Rocky's Veil
Yep. Earlier,
um,
yeah.
casted at different areas, or at two parts of the portal
Yeah.
in the castle.
Yeah, Sims. And I think Dominari needs to be careful on this position, on their position right now. As you can see, there is two portals right now open on their side. One portal on the upper left. They can actually expect a guild that will flank them. On the right side of the portal, we know nonsense that they can actually do a quick portal bomb and destroy their enemy in seconds, right? So they need to be careful. They need to stay away on the right portal, and while staying away from that right portal, they need to defend, or
They
they
are
need to put
pushing.
a bit of defense on the left one.
Yes, while they are pushing in right now, Dominari is going to push in. Rocky's Veil getting casted on the floor. They don't have the second Rocky's Veil getting casted right there, but they have a lot of players defending right there for their guild. Nonsense, and you got
Yeah,
you got killed right there. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how that happened.
I'm not
But
sure.
the action was deadly. Really, literally deadly, because even the spectator got
Yep.
affected by what's happening right there. And chaos is what's happening here in Hohenschwangau. Dominary, Last Nightmare, Nonsense has a decent defense setup right there. And Arsenal, I'm not really sure where Arsenal is
Yep.
right now. Maybe they are going to take the opportunity to, if Dominary pushes in later on, if they actually take this, or rather, if they actually take this castle, they will have a hard time defending this if Last Nightmare, Nonsense, Arsenal, and the other guilds
Okay.
want to push in. But right now, it's going to
I
be the Red Dominari
Okay.
pushing in, or Dominari by Delinquent pushing in, and maybe Dominari by Shuya will be holding that entrance.
I think I'm assuming that nonsense managed to defend that push, because we are actually seeing couple of what do you call this, purple dominar coming back on that stack area. And again, like we mentioned, they're trying to hold the flag warp as well. So maybe they wipe Dominari. Yes,
Yeah.
they managed to
I
wipe
think
Dominari.
what Dominari is doing here is that they are going to eliminate some of the members, or pick off some of the members from what do you call this, nonsense, that are defending inside the castle, because right now we saw them defending that flag warp.
Yep.
They just made sure no one is going to enter coming from nonsense. So while they pick off some of the members of nonsense defending there in the portal, they are holding that flag warp, so they cannot come back.
Yep.
They are going to have a hard time going back in their defense. So defense, the damage in that defense got reduced. And right now, they are going to push with full numbers. Dominari, made sure that their Royal Guards will come in first. Rocky's Veil, no casted. Oh! That was a nice wipe coming from Dominari. What happened right there? A lot of players got knocked down
Oof.
immediately at one strike coming from Dominari.
That damage
that
coming
was
from that. Oh
That
my.
was a split-second attack coming
Yes.
from Dominari right there, and everybody from Nonsense got eliminated right there. And oh my goodness. And I think this is free for taking. Dominari will surely be taking this castle unless there's a person or there's a guild defending this Emperium. But I'm pretty sure no one is going to defend this. This castle will surely go to Dominari as
Yeah.
that was only 30 minutes of our War of Imperium, our first 30 minutes of our War of Imperium for this session. And, it was really, really chaotic. But Dominar managed to capture Hon Chuan Go. Let's see what will happen later on, as we are going to mention, of course, our some of our events currently that are all going on in the server. But before that, I want to
Mm.
remind you all that we are giving away codes that you can redeem in the website ro.gnjoy.asia. Just make sure to log in your ROGGH account. Um, Input your username, password right there. Click on membership or members, then just redeem code, then type in the code that will be flashed every now and then here in the lower right portion of the screen. First one or first person to redeem that code will be able to redeem those prizes. Prizes will be sent via Rodex in game.
Yep.
All right. Again, first come, first serve, first one to redeem the code will be able to get the prizes. If you're the second person to do so, you won't be able to get anything, and it will just say code has already been
Yep.
redeemed.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Okay. First 30 minutes, James. A lot of action that we're actually seeing right now. So I hope Gills can keep it up. On the fights. So, but currently, what we're seeing is Dominarin, Last Nightmare, Arsenal, and Nonsense on the battlefield. I think we haven't seen maybe Money Heist and the rest of the guilds and Fratres as well. But
Yeah,
we,
maybe they are just playing it safe right now,
yeah,
though. Yeah, and in the different castles, maybe they are defending other castles right now,
yep,
or they are just doing their best to not causing or not getting attention. So maybe later they can capture as much castles as they want
yes,
for the economy, as well as the advantages that you can get from the castles.
yes. But again, Dominari has a different approach for this War of Imperium. Same goes with Arsenal, Nonsense, and Last Nightmare. They've been really aggressive for the last 35 minutes, and I really like what I'm seeing right now. Um, Hopefully, we can see a GVG again, maybe with Last Nightmare versus Dominari. So, hoping that we can catch that matchup again.
Yes, while Dominari, I think, is going to capture Kremhild Castle. And like what I mentioned earlier, we are going to mention some of the in-game events that are currently going
Yeah.
on in the server, like our Noodle Festival, ROGGH second seasonal event. The Noodle Festival of Malangdo bears strange origins but has since evolved into a popular festival well loved by everyone. Each year, the cat citizens of Malangdo spend full month eating noodles to celebrate the discovery of strange new lands and creatures. Now, they invite you to join in on the fun and join in on the fun with them. Speak to Festa receptionist to join the festivities till August 4, 2022. For more information about this event, you can visit our website ro.gnjoy.asia or join the ROGGH Discord.
Yep.
All right. So speaking of the event, MG,
Oh,
like what I said right there, they spent a full month eating noodles. This to celebrate the discovery of strange new land.
yeah.
So I think we also eat noodles to celebrate
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
like spaghetti or something like
Yeah.
that. If we want to celebrate new discovery or certain events happening,
Yes.
uh, uh, can you actually do that just for a full month? You need to eat noodles.
James, I think I did that way back when I was really, a full-time player of Ragnarok. Keep on eating noodles plus soft drinks. I think I've been doing
Ah,
that for 6
For a
years,
year? Oh
yeah,
no.
years or something. Yeah.
For
I
years.
keep on saving my allowance, and
Ah.
when I go to the shop or computer shop, play Ragnarok, I always order noodles.
Mhm. Yes, and like what um Malangdo Bears are doing, or the
Mm-hmm.
cat citizens of Malangdo are doing, if they are inviting you to join in on the fun with them at the Noodle Festival, of course, our GGH PH players, we want to invite you all to join us as well in the PH Conquest Festival. So we also have other festivities right there in our Conquest Festival. If they have the if, in game, there's a Noodle Festival.
Yep.
We also have Conquest Festival happening here in the Philippines. Of course, this is your chance to meet our RO cosplayers at the Conquest Festival. And best of all, if you visit the ROGGH booth, you can spin the wheel and stand a chance to win exclusive merchandise. You can catch the ROGGH at Conquest Festival on July 23 and 24, 2022. Booth C7 at SMX Convention Center, Manila, Pasay City. And,
Ooh.
we'll see you all there.
Okay.
And I'm pretty hyped up and
Yeah.
excited about our cosplayers. Um, we might see some of our favorite characters there
Yeah.
cosplaying. And I mean, we might see MG cosplaying there as
Yeah.
well.
I'm gonna definitely do a
Uh,
cosplay.
yeah, and you can win some exclusive merchandise if you actually, come to the event in a cosplay or cosplaying in that event.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna cosplay, James? This
Uh,
conquest.
like what I mentioned last stream, I'm not confident confident in my
Sora.
body structure right now, especially if I want to cosplay as Sura. Because Sura, if you can see
Yeah. Yeah.
the outfit of a Sura, you need to be confident in your body and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm not confident right now. Maybe Beelzebub,
Sura
because
that bad edition.
Beelzebub
Yeah.
has a big stomach right now, so.
Yeah.
I think we can cosplay Beelzebub. I think that's more doable though.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually. I'm really excited on the cosplay because I'm a big fan of cosplay. I've been
Mhm.
I've been playing Ragnarok for years, and I've been searching for RO cosplays as well. And if given a chance, I'm gonna cosplay. I'm gonna just go all in for that cosplay this coming conquest. Hopefully, somebody
Yes.
can help me to do my costume.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see some of our notable players there cosplaying in our ROGGH booth, of course, in the PH Conquest Festival.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see some of our CMs cosplaying. I don't know.
Oof.
I don't know. It's just speculating.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure what to expect though.
But
So
I want
yeah.
to. But I want to see Kafra. Maybe Kafra there. Kafra
Maybe
cosplay.
characters. Third job characters
Third
maybe?
job characters, or even
Uh-huh.
like second job or like novice uh,
Oh, a
cosplays.
novice though.
Yeah.
A novice cosplay would be good. Maybe if there's someone can cosplay as the minstrel as well, maybe that will be okay. Or if they cosplay, if someone can cosplay as a royal guard or rune knight along with their dragons or griffons, maybe that will be good as
Yeah.
well. Or as maybe a knight with their peko peko. I'm
But
not sure.
but I think the most easiest character to cosplay is Sura basically. I think you just need a couple
Ah,
of cloth around you, then that should do it.
I'm not really sure that's a pretty easy cosplay to do since no cosplay is easy.
Yeah.
No cosplay is easy if you want to act a part. So, you need to really be dedicated into your craft if you want to, cosplay your characters really,
Yep.
really nicely. But something to look forward to in the PH Conquest Festival event. And speaking of PH Conquest Festival event, the giveaways in the PH Conquest Festival free tickets
Oh yeah.
giveaway. ROGGH already announced the 30 lucky winners that won the free tickets in the PH Conquest Festival event. So congratulations to all the 30 lucky winners. And remember to check your Facebook private messages. Maybe you won the ticket and you just haven't checked.
Yep.
because I think you need to message ROGGH or reply to the message of ROGGH right there. So make sure to check your messages, guys. And I think if if you check that, maybe you won, maybe you did it.
But still,
So
they need to
you
drop.
need to
Yeah,
confirm. You need to confirm there. So check your Facebook private messages, guys.
yeah. And if you guys
All
are
right.
gonna go to the conquest, make sure to drop by on the booth, and maybe you can get some goodies from ROGGH as well, right? So make sure to drop
Mm-hmm.
by on that event.
Yes, and well, right now, when as we are going to go back in our Warfare Imperium,
Mm-hmm.
um, last Nightmare has been pretty quiet right now. Dominar is just holding this spot. Maybe at the entrance, we are going to see Last Nightmare because I think they gave the entrance or they paved a way for Last Nightmare to go in the entrance. Maybe let's check the entrance right
Yep.
now. Because they might be going in for that GVG. No,
No, they're just moving.
no. They're just going to defend this castle. Some of them are using those butterfly wings to actually move out. So Last Nightmare and Dominari is outside Hohenschwanggu right now. Maybe they are just going to regroup for time being. I'm not really sure what they are planning currently, but they are getting ready for something.
Yep. I think I like what Dominar is doing here. They're not gonna do the portal death, right?
Mhm.
So they're just giving that respect to Last Nightmare because they want to face Last Nightmare in an open field fight, right?
Mhm.
So props to Dominare for giving that respect to Last Nightmare. And the same time, on the side
Yes.
of Last Nightmare, I believe they are aware of the numbers that they're facing right now. I think Last Nightmare's number right now is around 20ish or almost 30 members,
Mhm.
I'm assuming.
No, I think
So
they have more than that. I think they have I think 50 plus members
50, okay.
because the maximum number of members you can have in the guild is 56.
Yeah.
So maybe they're around 50 or 40 plus members currently online right now in one guild. Since they have two guilds, maybe they have around
Ah, yeah, yeah.
60 members. Not
Yeah.
really sure on their body count. But they are going to move on to a different castle, maybe try and conquer a different one for the time being since we still have a lot of time, 1 hour and 15 minutes to go in our current War of Imperium session. And Last Nightmare, this is Last Nightmare, right?
Yep.
Last Nightmare is going to push a different castle right there. I think this is the castle where they had that GVG earlier
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So maybe they are going to plan another GVG with Dominai right
Okay,
there.
Guns is here. Arsenal and Guns.
Mhm.
Diamond Dust.
And
Okay.
of course, Dragon's Breath will actually get casted right there.
Yeah.
And Psychic Wave, of course, that
Nice.
Sorcerer is causing heavy damage, as well as this comment coming from that Warlock.
Mm.
And of course, Arsenal is going to try and defend this castle, maybe. We can see here a Genetic, an Archbishop, some Rune
Yeah.
Knights, some Royal Guards. Of course, we have that Sura there at the back. And they are
Okay.
going to push Last Nightmare out
Guns is
as
here.
we see a Goons right there. Shadow Chaser getting knocked down. But Rolling Cutter at the stack of Arsenal managed to cause some damage against Arsenal right there. They are going to try and push out the other members of Last Nightmare.
Okay, this is a good
Maybe they
position.
can actually deal damage against Last Nightmare, but Last Nightmare has a lot of
Dragon's
numbers
Breath.
right here. As you can
Curse
see, there's
Circle
a
now.
Numa getting casting on the ground, but that Cursed Circle made sure that no one is going to cause damage from Arsenal right
Oh,
there. So
wow.
that was a nice Cursed Circle coming from that Sura of Last Nightmare.
That's a really good secret time from that Sorda. He managed
Mhm.
to hold one Rune Knight there, preventing him to cast multiple Dragon's Breath on the side of Last Nightmare. So good reaction there on the side of
Yes.
Last Nightmare.
I think he managed to catch 3 players there with
Yeah.
a Cursed Circle. So because of that, they weren't able to do anything. They just waited for their their demise
Yep.
apparently. So yeah, good call coming from the Sura of Last Nightmare. But they are just regrouping here in this castle. I'm not really sure who is defending this castle currently. Maybe Arsenal or Nonsense, since Arsenal and Nonsense are teaming up right now, or like what we saw earlier, they were teaming up defending
Yep.
Hohenschwangau. So maybe they are doing defending this castle.
Yeah, maybe this is
Uh,
nonsense
yeah.
agit or castle.
Mhm. And the Goons were here as well, so maybe Goons is going to take a bit of the action right here. And
Mm-hmm.
the money heist has been pretty quiet right now. Haven't seen their guild for the time being. Nemesis Armada are capturing other castles, Opus Dei as well. And slowly but surely, they are making sure that they have enough manpower to deal with their opponents.
Yep. And okay, I think the last nightmare is gonna commit now on this push.
Mhm.
Maybe they're gonna face nonsense inside. If Dominari recognize that last nightmare and nonsense is in this castle, I think Dominari is gonna join the the fight versus these two guilds.
Yeah,
Oof.
and the last nightmare is going to push in. Let's see if there is a defense here. They are going to regroup. They said stop. So someone is
Ooh,
defending. That's Nemesis Armada.
Fratres.
Fratres al Vitam. So they are defending this castle, and last nightmare are going to regroup right there. They have enough numbers to deal with Fratres right here, but I think Fratres has a decent defense
Yep,
set
they
up.
have.
Like what Nonsense did earlier, even though they don't have a lot of numbers, with a very decent defense, they can actually manage to hold their castle for a long time. And they are going to get ready for that push. Let's see whoever pushes first. Maybe that Shadow Chaser will go in first. No, actually that Archbishop went in first, but they
Yeah,
already have
Rockets.
that Rocky Spell casted
Rolling
on the
cutter.
floor right there. Last Nightmare trying to go in. Fratres ad vitam just casting a
Ooh,
lot of damage against Last Nightmare right there. But
Arrow
they are
Star.
going in slowly, and as that Rocky's Veil is still up at the floor right there, and Fratres ad vitam just
Good
holding
sustain there.
that ground
Oh,
strong. And look at that sustain coming from the Fratres ad
Arrow
vitam.
Star.
They didn't actually damage. They didn't actually eliminate that Rocky's Veil on the floor in that portal. That's why they had a hard time into pushing in. And
Oh,
it's called classical block here. I
yeah,
think
it's
it's called, yeah,
classical.
it's called classical block here. And yeah, because of that Rockies or classical block, they weren't able to do anything as they
Yep.
entered. They need to make sure they have some heavy hitters, some heavy, uh, normal attackers, if
Yep.
I can call it that way, to deal damage against those, what do you call this? Those that ensemble there at the entrance,
Yes. As you can
or
see,
at that portal rather.
yes, as you can see earlier, James. What last nightmare did? They actually they forced their first push. They actually have their bishop and sorcerer push at the same time of their first entry. And I think what they're trying to do is just try to put a Numa plus, or maybe distract the that Rockies maybe, and at the same time the LP as well. They want to put that land protector on top of their of that stack, so they can actually do a quick maneuver. But apparently, Fratra is very composed on that defense. They know what to do. They didn't panic. They didn't have that extra movement on the side of on that defense area, and I think that resulted into a good win on their side. And
Yes.
props to Fratres on having for having that good defense versus last nightmare.
Yes, and this is nonsense.
Yes, this is nonsense.
Yeah. So Nonsense is holding this entrance of the portal castle right now. I'm not really sure the alliance of what the alliances are right now. Maybe Nonsense is not allied with Fratres, but they are holding this portal so that they can regroup
Yep.
and then maybe try and eliminate Fratres defending this castle. I'm not really sure of the alliances right now, but as to what I can see, they are just helping out Fratres right here
Mm-hmm.
because of this defense coming from Nonsense here in this portal. Fratres will be able to go in using that flag.
Mm-hmm. And yep. At the same time, what I like about nonsense, they are actually they've been selecting or they've been choosing multiple maps that has a very small and tight what do you call this choke areas, forcing the large guilds to go inside and to prevent them to have that big maneuver around the map. Like what we're currently seeing, last night we're trying to penetrate the defense of nonsense, but again, they're
Dominari.
earlier, and Dominari right now is trying to push in, but apparently the map is very small and tight, so maybe that's why they chose this area. They can actually capitalize on those big damages, Dragon Breath, and Arrow Storm on the side of the enemy. But again, we know Dominari that they can actually put a good offense to this one. They just need to move as fast as they can at the backside of the backside of the portal in order for them to land those land protector or even those pneuma to prevent those damages coming from nonsense. And again, nonsense is actually dying here, and last nightmare managed to destroy that stack. And okay, I think the fight is
Yeah,
still
and
ongoing.
yeah, last fight we actually took advantage of the situation as Dominari went in. Because of the numbers of nonsense, they weren't able to hold that portal for a long time against Dominari or the push of some members of Dominari.
Yep.
And last nightmare took advantage of the situation with their domineering numbers. They made sure that they can actually deal heavy damage against the defenders right there, which is earlier that it was nonsense. And earlier, nonsense has that classical pluck or that Rocky spell
Yeah,
casted
classical
on
block.
that
Yep.
portal. So that's why the attackers had a hard time into casting those skills because they weren't able to cast skills. They need to move out of that
Yep.
ensemble before they can actually cast those skills. And right now we can see last night we're just causing heavy damage here against the players entering this castle. And they are just going to regroup. Maybe they will try
Yep.
their luck into attacking this castle again, which is defended by Fratres.
Yes, and I think James, the difference between the last nightmare defense versus the nonsense, on the side of last nightmare, they have this ground control players who keeps on pushing their solo damage into those players who's trying to push through their defense, and they have this back lane on their left side. They have this back lane, so just in case one player or two players manage to escape on that stack, they have those Suras as well. I think the Suras will try to catch them and try to kill it as fast as they can. And I think that's a good strategy. On the side of nonsense, they have this one big stat concentrated. Their damage is concentrated in one damage.
But
Ooh.
hold on, MG, as you can see, Dominari just tried to push in right there. Some of the members actually eliminated some of the members of Last Nightmare. And Dominari, I don't think they pushed in with a lot of numbers right here. But some of the members of Last Nightmare got eliminated. A Curse Circle got casted on the floor on the side of Last Nightmare, I think.
Yep.
Or that was on the side of Dominari just casting that Curse Circle. But right now, Dominari isn't able to go in this castle because of the defense of Last Nightmare. Of course, Last Nightmare is just trying to regroup. Maybe if they actually manage to get all of their members in, they can push in this castle and take this castle for themselves. Because earlier, Hohenschwang-Go Dominari was the one who pushed that castle. And they were pretty much successful, of course, with their numbers. They pushed nonsense out of the way. Made sure they're to defend that flag warp of nonsense before they can of nonsense, and made sure they have enough numbers to deal with the opponents in the entrance and that flag warp. And once they dealt with all the players right there, they regrouped outside that third portal and made sure to push in with their full numbers. And because of that, nonsense had a hard time as Dominari is going to push
Okay, we
in
go.
once again. They
Dragon
caught
Breath.
Last Nightmare off guard. No one is defending, or no one was casting those skills at the portal earlier as Dominari was able to push in Last Nightmare. The numbers are getting reduced on both sides. Dominari is just trying to hold on while they still have a few more members currently up and dealing damage right there. Last Nightmare has
Good
last lap
reestablished.
since they have more numbers. Yes, established here inside this castle.
Yep. And I just want to comment. Last Nightmare there, they recognize that the damage or the AOE's that Dominaria is putting is they're trying to put it on the middle. So the movement of Nightmare, they managed to do a cloud formation. They try to wrap around on this area, preventing multiple casualties from Dominaria. At the same time, that prevented that Dragon Breath connecting to multiple Last Nightmare players. So good movement there coming from Last Nightmare. At the same time, good recovery on the defense. They have that. They managed to paddle back a bit on the stairs, and at the same time, they know for a fact that Dominari is losing their grip on their offense, and that's why they managed to do a quick counter push. And yeah, good defense and good reestablish on the side of Last Nightmare. And let's see how Dominari is gonna react on this one. Are they gonna call the purple one, or are they just gonna fight the red one? So let's see on this
Yeah.
one.
I think the Purple Dominaria is trying to scout different castles for time being. Maybe they are going to attack nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But right now we seeing just a battle between Last Nightmare and Dominari here in
Yep.
this castle. While Fratres is defending that third portal for now.
Yep.
But as what I see here in the comment section, someone said he wants to look at the goons. So I'm not sure where goons
Yep.
is right now. So maybe we can check that out later on as we try to find them somewhere in the map. Maybe you have an idea where goons are. Maybe we can check them out if you actually want to expose your location or something like that.
Yep.
And some of the players here want to shout out goons. Shout out to, of
Yep.
course, all the good participating right now. Um, we're going to shout everyone out maybe at the end of the session. But right now, of course, while we are taking a look at what's happening currently here in what castle is this? Neuschwanstein? I think this is Neuschwanstein castle in Aldebaran. A lot of
Yep.
things are happening right here. Of course, Last Nightmare, Fratres Advitam, and Dominari. Um, they are just dealing with one another right there. While they are doing so, I want to, of course, shout out one of our events here
Oh.
in ROGGH. Of course, also have one more on in-game event since we do have a lot of in-game events currently ongoing in the server. We have that help King Pouring event. Since King Pouring needs your help, speak to him in Frontera to find out what he needs. You will be sent on a daily mission to hunt golden pourings. Make sure you collect its drops. Trade in the items dropped in exchange for consumables or a costume pouring bag. Event period of this event is from July 7 to August 4, 2022. And of course, if you want to know more information about the event, you can visit the website ro.gnjoy.asia or join the ROGGH Discord. Again, links can be found in the description of the stream or there in the comments, the pinned comment
Yep.
of our stream. Right.
Mhm.
And some players right here. Of course, while we are spectating the match right here, I'm going to read some of the comments currently. Is this official server? Yes, this is ROGGH official server. And I think Money Heist is nowhere to be seen right now. Maybe they are just hiding in different castles, but they are fairly quiet for
Yep.
the time being. They're fairly quiet. I haven't seen them for now. So
Okay.
maybe they're just somewhere. And I haven't seen some of the members of Goons. But some of their members were here in Neuschwanstein
Yep.
earlier though.
I think Guns is trying to cap multiple castles currently. So, but again, still early. We still have like 58 minutes
Yeah.
on our clock.
Yeah, we still have a lot of time. So, Aldebaran is the hot castle right now because I remember in our earlier sessions, the castles in Payon were the
Payon.
hot castles like
Yep.
Scarlet Palace. Scarlet Palace has been held by Last Nightmare for a long time. And right now, I'm excited on what they are going to do because, for the last two sessions, they actually pushed out
Yep.
and tried to attack different castles and made sure they have enough manpower to deal with everyone
Yes.
that they are going to, face off
Mm-hmm.
against here in the War of Emperium.
Okay. Yes. At the same time, I think Fratres needs to be ready on this one. If they want to wipe Last Nightmare, they need to perform um well on this, like what they did earlier. So this is a fully stacked Last Nightmare versus Fratres defending. So I think the most important or the key thing that needs to be done here, Fratreg needs to have those ground control suras. They need to take out those players one by one immediately if they want to stop the rush coming from Last Nightmare. So any minute or any second now, I think Last Nightmare will push in and they just rebuffing. Yep.
Yes. I think one of the things they need to do is to get rid of that classical block there in the portal. Because of that Rocky's Bill, if they did, if they don't
Wow.
actually get rid of that classical block, they won't be able to go inside this castle perfectly. But I think some of our members only just scouted this the portal. Maybe we can go back outside because they are just going to try and regroup. Maybe they just sent scouts in. They just sent scouts in, just try to take a look at what's
Mm-hmm.
happening inside. And when they successfully did so, they are going to re-strategize right now and make sure they have enough attack or manpower to deal with their opponents that are defending.
Yes. And what I like
So
about this section, James, as well, sorry, there is no equal on this one. So if they want to take down a specific defense, they need to do it perfectly, and they need to have that full regroup on every push that they're gonna have.
yeah, yeah, and when they successfully push a castle right here, if Last Nightmare is successful into dealing with this
Yep.
classical block or Loki's Veil, they can actually cast those skills to eliminate those defenders here in this castle. So I'm looking forward on to what Last Nightmare is going to do, or maybe Fratless will get the upper hand and just defend this castle.
Yes.
So they are just regrouping right now. They have a lot of numbers. I think these are 40 to 50-ish right now.
Yep.
Um, Currently outside of this portal. And
Okay.
just waiting for them to push in. We're just waiting for them to push in and wait for the opportunity from the other
Yep.
members.
And I think
And
yeah, I think couple of guilds are capping castles as well. Arsenal, Fratres moving to multiple castles now. So, hmm.
ayan, they are going to push in. I think they are getting ready. They are they're going near the portal.
Yep.
They're going near the portal right now. So they are getting ready for the push. They are pushing in. A lot of players pushed in. And right now, this is what's happening. Ooh, the Dragon's Water Spread got
Oh,
casted on the floor. And that Rocky's Fail, or that
vanishing point.
classical block, is still active on the floor. But Fratres Advitam,
Gates
they
of
don't
Hell.
have a lot of numbers
Vanishing
there.
point.
At the end of that Rocky's Veil. But right now, Fratres Advitam, their numbers have fallen right now. And Last Nightmare, some of their members got in, but they are going to get pushed out. They are going to regroup at a different spot. Um, Maybe they can still defend this, but I'm not really sure since we don't have an emergency call here in our current session. Gates of Hell versus Vanishing Point right there from these two players. But Fratres Ad Vitam, uh, managed to take out a lot of members from Last
Yep.
Nightmare, but Last Nightmare has a lot of numbers and they strategized perfectly right there. They made sure to actually what do you call this? They made sure that
Mm-hmm.
their tanky members go in first,
Yep.
like the Rune Knights, the Royal Guards, and some of their Archbishops. They went in first, and after that, when they did so, they managed to take down a lot of players from Fratres because one Rune Knight got out of that classical block or got out
Yes.
of that Rocky Steel and casted some Dragon's Water's Breath against those backline players of Fratres. That's
Yes.
why Fratres Advitam got eliminated right
Yes.
there.
The push of Last Nightmare was really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Still good reaction coming from Fratres, but again, the numbers of Last Nightmare is really insane
Mm-hmm.
versus Fratres. But still
Yes, and
good defense still. Yeah.
MG, for now, take a look at Scarlet Palace just at the entrance. I think this is what's going to happen right here. I see goons and nonsense here in this castle, as well as
Ooh.
Chow. So I think nonsense is going to push right now. So take a look. Take a look what's happening.
Okay.
Nonsense, Chow, and at the end of that bridge is goons. So maybe they are going to battle it out here. Goons. It's going to be goons versus nonsense right
Oh,
now.
this is gonna be
Interesting battle, though.
yeah.
This is going to be an interesting battle between these two guilds. So, our viewers right there who are looking for goons, we see goons right here. We see goons right here. Let's see what happens right here between these two guilds. I think Shao and Nonsense are allied. They are not hitting each other though. Dragon's Breath and
Yeah.
everything of those sort. Uh, Not sure if Arsenal is allied with them. Maybe they are just in a non-aggression pact.
Mm-hmm.
These two guilds. But Chao right now is going to take a hit at Goons. They are defending the end of this bridge. Maybe they are going to battle it out against each other at this bridge area though. Some manholes right there. Of course, Goons.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting. They're just waiting for Nonsense to push in. Well, Nonsense is
Well,
defending
Dominari went in.
outside, and Dominari went in as well. So this is going to be a dangerous battle. So
Okay.
I'm not really sure what happened right there. Maybe a guy or some scouts of Dominari noticed Nonsense. Hey, you guys are here. We want to take you down because a lot of players I think are mad at Nonsense. I'm
Yep.
not really sure why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But again, Guns has the advantage on this area. They have this small choke area where they can actually just burst down every player that's gonna pass on this, and they
Ooh.
just need to avoid, or they just need to prevent the enemy to put a land protector on their feet.
Yes,
So
but I don't think they are casting a lot of heavy magic spells right there. Maybe they just need that Muma on the ground for them
Yep.
to not get wiped out. So maybe the sorcerer of the attacking guild needs to cast that land protector. Oh, that
Ooh.
arrow storm to what? That arrow storm though. That arrow storm coming from that ranger wiped a lot of backline players from goons.
wow.
What? Maybe because of that Numa.
Yeah.
That Numa didn't reach that backline, that backline of
Yep.
goons. So they are going to fall back. They need to fall back because they don't have a lot of numbers. And Last Nightmare is here as well. So Last Nightmare is going to take in or take a hit at Dominari defending or at this portal right now. So yeah, a chaotic battle happening in Scarlet Palace
Yeah.
as well. While goons are just trying to hold maybe the castle. Some members of Dominari are pushing in. Maybe goons will retreat to the third portal.
Yep.
That's their best option right now. But if they can defend the second portal, which is a hard portal or a hard spot to defend, they can manage to defend this castle perfectly. But if they are going to fall back third portal, or maybe at the Emp room,
Mm-hmm.
they can actually set up a decent defense right there. But that Emperium room in Scarlet Palace is hard to defend because there are, I think it's a square. It's a
Yep.
square. So you need to defend both sides. So you need to defend both sides.
Yes. So I think the best option here is just kill the enemy on the pre-emp before reaching the Emperium, because I think they have a big chance on defending that since it's a single pathway to go. And I think Last Nightmare is just here for contesting or for the fights. We keep on seeing them on multiple castles right now, trying to try to test the defense on multiple guilds. So I think they've been successful. They've been successful on those pushes, but Dominari is not stopping, and they're trying to kill Last Nightmare on the defense in the same time. If they're trying to push a certain castle, they're trying to do a backline hit or a flank on the back and trying to wipe Last Nightmare. So let's see.
And MG,
Hmm.
I read a good comment right here. Because the of the player, I think the person supporting Goons right now, she said moral support for now because she's trying to catch up on levels. Sorry
Ooh,
if you're a he or a she. So you're now trying to catch up on levels, and you know MG, now is the best time to actually catch
perfect.
up on levels. It's perfect because right now we have 100% EXP boost ongoing to help reach your goal and desired levels quicker. Adventurers who log into the game can enjoy 100% EXP boost till July 18, 2022, 10 a.m. GMT plus 8, of course. And you know, our Heroes Event 2 or our race to level 175 will be ending on July 21, 10 a.m. GMT plus
Hmm.
8. Alright. So what
Yeah.
a great introduction to our in-game
Yep.
event. So thank you to our thank you to Primrose Scarlet right there
Yep. I think more
for
players
giving
are.
us for giving us an introduction.
Yeah. And at the same time, James, to be fair, I think more players are coming into the server as well. They're trying to take advantage of the XP boost. And at the same time, on our stream, we have the codes that we're trying to give away, right?
Yeah.
And what I like about the War of Imperium, again, 20 castles are open, so you're not gonna be stuck into one castle fighting big guilds. You have your own, you know, group maybe, because we have a couple of medium-sized and small-sized guilds that trying to, to have fun for this War of Imperium.
Yes. We're just seeing last sniper right here. They have a decent defense
Yeah.
setup. Of course, they've been defending this castle for the first 4 sessions of War of Imperium. They're pretty much experienced into defending this castle.
Yes. I agree.
All right. So yeah, they are.
Okay.
I think they are going to push in right now. They still have that Rocky's Veil casted on the entrance right there. Maybe just to delay some of the players going this portal. And yeah, while we are of course watching the push of Last Nightmare, you can shout out your favorite guild in the comment
Yeah.
section or just maybe tell a story. Tell a story. You can say it in English or in Filipino. We can actually read that. But of course, if you are going to say that in Filipino, we are going to translate it in English. So we might not get a perfect translation for your um
For the comments. Yeah.
for the comments if you speak in Filipino. But if you speak in English, of course, we can read that out loud. Just you know, no unnecessary comments. So if you want to shout your favorite skill, of course, we're reading the comment
Oh.
section as well. So there is a decent defense setup right
Yep.
here. Let's see on what Last Nightmare will do here to push the defense off. Goons.
Yes. Yes, I think Guns is pretty aware of the mapping inside the Imperium. They have a couple of defense on the north side and same time for the south side as well. They have a couple of AoEs casting on both sides, making sure that last night is gonna will have a hard time on pushing to this Imperium. So let's see. Again, last nightmare has this like full bit maybe or full bit high ups rune knight that's been pushing, and
Yep.
I think they're just gonna capitalize on those players. And let's see if Goods can counter
Ooh,
push on this one.
they're pushing right now. Last Nightmare. This is going to be a dangerous push coming
Okay.
from Last Nightmare. They actually managed to go in the
Yep.
side of where the Rocky
Okay, that's
or
good.
the
That's
classical
good.
low block is, but Goons are actually defending.
Yep.
They're defending it perfectly right now. Last
Good damage.
Nightmare getting wiped out, and they are
Gains of
getting
health.
hit by heavy damage coming from Goons, and they are
Rolling
slowly but surely defending this
Oh.
castle, and Goons got the upper hand, managed to take
Nice.
down the numbers of Last Nightmare right there. So, this is what happens from Last Nightmare. Um, I think this is what happens for Last Nightmare. First offense they
Yep.
do, they get wiped out. But in the second offense that they actually do in that same castle, they will win no matter what.
Yep.
Because they can re-strategize. Last Nightmare is good at re-strategizing their offense. So if they re-strategize, they know where everyone is. They will re-strategize their defense or their offense
Mhm.
and make sure they actually take down the defenders of a castle. So
Yep.
currently in this session, there is as what we've seen for now, Last Nightmare always gets their second offense right.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, and I just want to point this out. Earlier on Goons, again, Last Nightmare chose to go on the south side of the map, right? So the north side of Goons, they have those couple of players. They have those Suras hitting the back lane, right? And this is what I'm trying to point out on the defense of every guild. They need to have that ground control Suras to take down those solo players that trying to push in. So if you don't have those ground control Suras, I think the defenders will have a hard time. But again, Guns managed to recognize that since they have a lot of like Rune Knight, they actually put several Suras chasing those Rune Knights and casting like that Hell Gate on top of them. And I think that's a good defense and good recognition and good adjustment as well on the team of Guns versus Last Nightmare.
Yes. Yes. But one way for actually Last Nightmare to break the defense here of Goons is that if they take down the classical block or that Rocky's Veil in the portal, they can actually manage to cast that Mandragora Howling, which will make last or Goons fall down in their defense. But right now, this is going to be a second offense coming from Last Nightmare. Like what I mentioned
Okay.
earlier, the second offense of Last Nightmare is always dangerous. And like what we saw right there, second offense of Last Nightmare is going to be successful right there. Goons did a good job into actually defending that castle, but Last Nightmare re-strategized. They used their numbers, their quick thinking, and their abilities into re-strategizing and to taking this castle for themselves. And what
Yes.
a decent or a nice push coming from Last Nightmare right there. And Goons, they had a hard time because they don't have a lot of numbers right now.
Yes. But then,
Maybe if they have more numbers, they can defend this. They can defend two sides of this portal. But
yep.
because this castle is really hard to defend because of the two spots that you need to defend in the portal. Um, you will have a hard time. You need more numbers to defend this castle.
Yes, but what I saw there, James, I think there's an error on the side of Goods. They are so focused defending on the south side,
Mhm.
they forgot to put traps on the north side.
Yeah.
That's why when Last Nightmare recognized that there is an opening on the north side, they didn't hesitate. They took that path, and I think that resulted into an easy push on their side, wiping the back lane with those Dragon Breaths and Arrow Storms,
Mhm.
and yeah, an easy push on Last Nightmare versus Goons.
Yeah, and like what I mentioned earlier, the second offense of Last Nightmare has always been successful.
Yeah.
So like what we've been seeing since the start of the session though, the offense of Last Nightmare has always been pretty good.
Yep.
And they managed to take down the defenders perfectly with their strategy. But right
Yes.
now there's a comment right here coming from he said there's going to be GVG in Castle 1. So you can actually take a look at what's happening. This is the GVG between two Dominary guilds. So I don't think you're gonna catch this right now, but they are battling each
What
other
castle
here.
is that?
Neuschwanstein Castle. So they're at the second portal. Like what we saw in the last session. It's
Oh.
right now it's going to be Dominary versus Dominary GVG though. So yeah, they are going to battle each other right there. Um, yeah, and maybe we are going to see a battle between these two guilds for a time being.
Okay, let's go ahead and check.
All right, and yeah, for now we are going to check out different castles as what we see in our feed. Nemesis Armada and Opus Dei has been capturing different castles as well as nonsense and Breathfriend.
Yep.
Breathfriend actually this first time I've seen this guild, and Arsenal has been capturing different castles as well. So Dominary is just regrouping here. They are going to battle each other right there. So while they are regrouping for time being, MG,
Hmm.
Of course, I want to remind our players that we have a new permanent feature here in Ragnarok Online GGH, that is the level up box. Because upon creating a new character, a new item, new user box will automatically appear in your inventory. Opening the box will grant you various consumables and
Mm-hmm.
equipment. For every 10 levels achieved until level 90, you can open a new box and receive more items. To find out more about the feature, you can visit the website ro.gnjoy.asia or join the ROGGH Discord. Again, links can be found in the pinned comment or in the description of the stream. Aside from that, we also have codes that are going to be flashed in the screen every now and then, what you see right there. So the first one to redeem the code will be able to get prizes. So make sure to stay tuned in the stream. So for those of you who are asking how to redeem the codes, you can log in to ro.gnjoy.asia.com. Once logged in, click on the membership tab and click coupon code
Yep.
option on the left panel. Enter the coupon code and hit the redeem code button. Once you've inserted the code, log into your Ragnarok online account and you can claim your rewards from the Rodex. Right.
Okay. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So last Nightmare versus Dominati. Dominati went out to the
Mm-hmm.
castle. So I think we have a couple of scouts from last Nightmare here, checking if 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 there's any Dominati push. But I think
Yeah.
last Nightmare is aware now that Dominati is pushing here.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
there's one comment right here,
Mm.
MG.
Oh.
I'm gonna translate it. I'm gonna try and translate this in English as perfectly as I can.
Okay.
Shout out, shout out to um shout out to my husband that
Ooh.
is doing his best in Warf Emperium. Um, the 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 money that you used to buy Bravery Bag was supposed to be for our child.
The commitment.
It's hard to translate it
Yeah.
perfectly when I'm just reading and trying to look at different screens at the same
Yeah.
time. Don't go home if you don't have a castle.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
so
Ooh.
I didn't translate that perfectly. I'm gonna
Yeah.
translate it later again when I think about it more. All right, but
Okay.
Dominar last nightmare once again. Of
Oh.
course, these two guilds are going to battle it
I
out.
think
Maybe
Dominari
they are
portal
going to have
back.
a GBG, no?
I think the red Dominari portal back and try to hit the last nightmare at the back lane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, I don't think they are going to have a GBG. Maybe last nightmare just wants to get a hit
Yeah.
at Dominari right here. Um, but yeah, since both of these guilds, are just itching for that GVG action. Since these two guilds are, um, what do you call this? Um, are equal in terms of numbers.
Yes.
They can actually take each other down. But
Okay.
Dominari, I think, has more players than Last Nightmare
Yep.
since they are two full guilds, I think. There's the red one and the purple one.
But again,
Right.
last nightmare is very they're very organized when it comes to defense, and the same time for their offense as well.
Yeah, and Dominari is just going to try and maybe regroup right here.
Yep. So let's go ahead and
Uh,
check. I think
and
okay.
yeah,
Dominati is stacking now.
and while they are just trying to regroup right here, maybe they are going for another GVG, or I think this is going to be a Dominari GVG, Red Dominari versus Purple Dominari. I think since last Nightmare just went in and tried to take a hit at Dominari
Exactly.
earlier, so maybe they are just trying to set up their defense and make sure they have enough numbers for I mean. All right.
Okay.
And slowly but surely, our players are just preparing for the last 30 minutes of our War of Imperium. And we are just going to scout different castles for now. Um, Dominari has a lot of numbers, of course. Goons
Mm-hmm.
are in different castles as well. Arsenal is, I think that's one member of Arsenal in Scarlet. And Hohen Shuanggo. Not sure if there are players here in Hohen Shuanggo though. And so a player here wants to shout out Nemesis Armada coming from
Ooh,
Jonathan
let's go.
Plaza.
Let's
All
go.
right, shout out Nemesis Armada. All right. So while they are setting up for that GVG, Dominari GVG, we are waiting for things to happen right here. We are going to scout different castles as well, to make sure that we won't miss any battles that are
Yeah.
happening currently.
Okay.
Right? And well, what are your thoughts currently about the current War of Emperium, MG?
Well, I think they started very early for the fights, and
Mm-hmm.
I really like what we're seeing right now, and I think it's very entertaining to see multiple guilds doing GVG. Even Dominati,
Mm-hmm.
they try to fight their own guild
Mm-hmm.
mates, right? On their on I believe that's in uh,
Sen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and we saw good gameplays as well. So I think if you're in that guild, like for example, Last Nightmare or Goons, you need to clip certain wars in the stream. So
Yes.
yeah, pretty good, very entertaining, good performance for
Yes.
everyone.
And someone here wants to shout out Last Nightmare from
Oof,
Princess.
let's go.
So shout out Last Nightmare. Don't be too high blooded in Warfare. Don't be too high blood in Warfare. Or I
Yeah,
think don't uh don't boil your blood.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
MJ, I need to think about it more when I translate stuff
yeah, it's really hard to
into
translate.
English. Since we need to, speak in English, you need to think about things more before you actually give a direct
Says, yeah, yeah.
translation. Yeah. All
Oh,
right. So this
oh,
is Nonsense and Chow. If
Chow,
I'm,
yeah,
yeah, this is Nonsense and Chow going to take a hit at who's defending the castle again?
Fratres.
Fratres. So they are going to battle each other. I think Nonsense and Chow has more numbers than Fratres right here. But they are just going to try and push in. Some of their
Oh,
members actually managed to push
okay,
in,
they need to
but
move.
they got trapped as that ranger got
Oh
eliminated.
my,
Ooh! That arrow storm though.
that's
But
what
I
I'm.
don't think that arrow storm hit. I think that was a dragon's breath
Yeah,
that hit the stack there of Fratres and eliminated the whole stack. I think maybe two or three dragon's breath and an arrow storm maybe that caused heavy damage against the stack of
yes,
Fratres right there.
that's what I'm
So what
talking.
a good push.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, James. The guilds needs to have those grand control suras to pick off those like rangers and rune knights, to prevent them casting. So they should have couple of ground players or ground control players on that stack.
Yes. And because of that what do you call that layout of that Emperium room, it's pretty much hard to defend that since you need that small runway
Yeah.
for the other players. Of course, that some of the players there got trapped or some of the rune knights got trapped there.
Yep.
But that ranger who casted those ankle snares got eliminated or got killed, and because of that, those ankle snares were off, and they disappeared completely, which made the other players or other
Mm-hmm.
attackers able to push in and cast those skills against the stack of Fratres.
Yes. Again, ankle snares, ground control suras is very vital on the defense,
Mhm.
especially on those very tight situation. And again,
Yes.
they just need to like assign couple of players to do that. And if they can, we saw that earlier on Goons. We saw that on Nonsense. They've been very successful on multiple defense. So I think the guilds must have that. They need to have those specific roles for
Yes.
those players who's trying to flank in on their backlane.
Yes. And speaking of things happening right now. Of course, something will happen for the SG or the Singapore community
Uy!
because
Hey!
Ragnarok Online GGH will be having an SG community event. And yes, you heard it right. ROGGH will be having a community event in Singapore on the 20th of August. And come meet our CM Miko and fellow players. You can RSVP your interest now. And
Yep.
if we have a PH event or PH events happening, we also have events happening in Singapore.
Singapore,
And
yes.
I think a video got posted. I think that was last week in
Yep.
the Malaysia event, RGGH Malaysia event. Yeah.
Yes. Huh. Are you gonna go, James?
Uh, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't. You don't know. You might see us. You might not. So come join us in the RGGH community event in SG. All right.
But speaking of event, we have the conquest as well, and definitely we're gonna be there as well, right, James? This gonna be
Definitely
yeah,
will be there. Definitely will be there. I'm really excited to see on what will happen in there in the event. Of course, we can meet other ROGGH players as well.
yeah,
You can meet we can meet the RO players who won the free tickets or the the PH Conquest Festival tickets.
yeah. I thought
All
you're
right.
excited to do the cosplay. Sorry.
Yeah, and we can meet the CMs as well. So of course we'll be there. And if you are interested in meeting us as well, of course we'll be there.
Yep.
Um, let's have fun together in the PH Conquest Festival event. Of course, that will happen on to July 23 and 24 at the SMX Convention Center, Manila, Pasay City. And ROGGH will be at booth C7. And you can spin the wheel and stand a chance to win exclusive RO merchandise items. All right. And of
Hmm.
course, ROGGH or RO cosplayers will be there. So, I'm excited on what characters I will see there. And maybe you will see MG cosplay something
Kafra, let's go.
Kafra or maybe Defirucci or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. We don't know. We don't know.
It's gonna be a
Let's keep
surprise
our
for
hopes
everyone.
up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But again, I'm very excited for the loot there, and the prices, and the games as well. Maybe we can.
Yeah.
I heard the goodies are pretty good, like
Mhm.
legitly good. So let's
Yeah,
go.
and I think I forgot to announce though, because of the cosplay event there, or rather, I was, really hyped up about the cosplay. I forgot to explain what cosplay event or the cosplay event there, in that will happen in the Conquest Festival.
Mm-hmm.
The cosplay event, you can show off your RO costume. The first ever ROGGH cosplay event in the Philippines. Open to all ROGGH players and cosplayers to join the event dressed in your finest Ragnarok outfits. And based on public votes from the Facebook community, the top 3 cosplayers with the most votes will win Razer hardware. You can visit our booth C7 from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our ROGGH crew will take a photo of you in RO costume and post on our official Facebook page. Voting will close at 6 p.m. daily on
Mm-hmm.
July 23 and 24, and winners will be announced at 7 p.m. sharp at our booth. So come dressed in your RO costume. All right.
Mm.
And a lot of things happening currently. And of course, this is not only the event
Yep.
that is going to happen here in ROGGH. So, if you have some friends who wants to play Ragnarok once again, or you want, some of you have friends that want to play Ragnarok in general,
Yep.
you can ask them to play ROGGH. They
Yes.
play with you on ROGGH, of course. Since right now we have 100% EXP boost, you won't have a hard time leveling, of course. Since it will, or the XP boost is going to be until July 18, 10 a.m. GMT plus 8. All right,
Yep. Okay.
and yeah, Dominari is just holding the castle right now here in, I think it's Referion though.
Yeah, I really like the costumes that they have right now.
Hmm. And we can see here some great costumes, some
Yep.
decent headgears coming from these players right here. And as we are going to scout different castles, maybe they are at Neuschwanstein once again. Maybe let's take a look at different castles right now, MG, and see what is happening in the other parts of War of Imperium.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So.
As we
Okay.
are taking a look at what's happening right here. Dominaria versus
The
Last
last
Nightmare
nightmare.
still, they are still at it against one another.
Yep.
So Last Nightmare versus Dominari happening in Neuschwanstein right now. Last Nightmare, of course, has more numbers set up here, the entrance of this castle. That's why they managed to take down the few members of Dominari
Dominad.
right
Yeah.
there. And they are going to push, just not yet push.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna hold. They're
Yep.
just gonna hold the castle for now.
Yep. I think they're just trying to reestablish here for the meantime. So maybe let's check who's defending this. Okay, no one's defending.
Yeah, and I can see players in the feed just capturing different castles. So there's also a guild named Zborg.
Z-board.
Zborg,
Yeah.
captured the Eor Brigar. And Arsena has been capturing different castle, goons, nonsense. Some players opening the demonic egg. Yes.
Ooh.
We have the demonic egg. It's still now available because now's your chance to grab hold of all the latest items in game till July 22, 2022. All right, so demonic egg is still up and active, so this is your chance to get those awesome items and up-to-date items here, or all the latest items here in our GGH.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Demonic
So,
egg.
a good introduction since someone opened that
Mhm.
demonic.
I
All
agree.
right. So they're just helping us out with the introductions right now.
Yep.
So I gotta love the players here in our GGH though. our viewers right there commenting about the guilds and making us have a decent introduction about their
Yep.
events, and of course our players who are shouting or just opening stuff in the feed. We're reading everything out. Of course, if you want to shout out your favorite guild, do not hesitate to do so. Of course, you can do that, and we'll be reading your comments if they are decent. If they are decent, and
Okay.
um,
Oh, high ground damage coming from
yes.
Dominani there.
And Dominari has been holding this castle for, I think, I think they are the owners of this castle maybe,
Yep.
so that's why they are able to flag warp in this castle, so to defend this castle against the attack of Last Nightmare.
Yep.
So because of the entrance earlier, they were there, the members of Dominari, but Last Nightmare didn't push in just yet. That's why Dominari had that chance to establish their defense here
Yes.
in that third portal in Neuschwanstein.
Yes. And I think Last Nightmare is gonna contest this, and they actually know how many Dominaris are inside this castle. So let's go ahead and check if Dominaris is gonna answer back with a big push coming from their guild.
Yes. And we have a viewer here said, shout out please Nemesis Armada and
Nemesis.
to his friends in Dominari Red.
Nice,
All
nice,
right.
nice.
So shouts from Androcoy Sanchez.
Yep. Okay.
All right, and Dominari is just holding this. I'm not sure where Red Dominari is. Speaking of Red Dominari, I don't know where they are. Maybe they are battling a different guild.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they might be dealing with nonsense. So I want to
Oh,
check where nonsense is.
for Red Dominari, we saw a couple of players that has been roaming around. We saw one party earlier in Gaffen. Maybe since we only have like few minutes on the time, maybe they just spread out and try to capture multiple castles. So maybe that's what Red Dominari did.
Yes. And speaking of nonsense, nonsense I think is in Scarlet Palace since they just captured that castle. Maybe they are in Scarlet Palace right now. They might be dealing with different guilds later
Ooh.
on, but if they manage to hold their spot here in Scarlet Palace, they can actually flag warp to a different spot
Yep.
later on. Because it depends on their speed into getting equipment and items ready. They can flag warp really,
Yes.
really quickly and establish a defense at the third portal.
Yes. And same time, James, surprisingly, we're actually seeing couple of team.
Mhm.
Should I say couple of guilds are doing team ups versus the larger guilds. Like what we
Mhm.
saw earlier, we have Nonsense plus Arsenal facing Dominari and Last Nightmare. I think that's a good call from these two guilds since that both of these guilds has a decent numbers, like a medium size numbers
Mhm.
versus a large size numbers. And I think with their gameplay, they have almost a similar gameplay. They're actually doing a couple of portal bombs. Their defense
Mhm.
style is almost the same. They have those ground suras and trappers as well. So I think Nonsense and Arsenal is a good combo for fighting a big guild.
Yes. And as I'm scouting different castles right now, MG, I can see players or some members of Dominari just holding different castles for time
Yeah.
being, as well as some members of Nemesis Armada, Fratres, um, what do you call this? Arsenal. They are holding different castles and actually pirates. This is the first time I actually saw that guild.
Oh,
They held Baldur One, or they just
Baldur one.
captured Baldur One. So maybe they're just trying to capture different castles as
Are
well,
they
not to
still at the
be
Imperium?
uh Arsenal is here, but
Oh, okay.
pirates. I'm not sure. This is the first time I actually saw their guild,
Mm-hmm.
so they might be a new guild. They're just trying
Yeah.
to scope out everything that's happening in War of Emperium.
Okay. I think what Last Nightmare is doing right now, they're trying to spread out their scouts on multiple castles, trying to they're trying to find some fights right now. Um, I'm not sure if they're gonna contest Dominari on Alde, but again, we have nonsense at Scarlet right now, and one Last Nightmare managed to check their location. So maybe Last Nightmare might go for a final push for this last 15 minutes, or maybe they're just gonna sit out and wait for the time ends.
Yeah, well, 15 minutes still a lot of time, bro.
Yeah.
15 minutes still a lot of time. Dominari earlier was holding Yushwanstein. Not
Mm-hmm.
sure if they are still going to defend this castle until the end of the session. We might see players in Honchuang go. We might see players from in Scarlet Palace like what Nonsense is doing. But we are pretty sure that they are just going to hold different spots in different castles.
Yes. And to be fair, James, we saw a lot of fights on the first round or first
Mhm.
half of our stream, and talking about supplies. Maybe that's the reason why the guilds are kind of slowed down right now, because they're
Mhm.
trying to consider maybe the supplies that they're been burning since the first 1 hour of the Wharf Imperium,
Mhm.
or maybe they have this like huge supply you know, on their bag. That's why
Yeah.
they keep on burning it. So maybe
Yeah,
I'm not sure with the strategy
maybe they
of
have a lot of supplies though.
yeah.
Maybe they have a lot of supplies. Since they are just like last nightmare like what last nightmare was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they have a decent number of supplies since they held Scarlet Palace for a long time. They managed to get maybe a decent amount of things or items from that what do you call this, that treasure chest.
Yeah.
So maybe they are just they still have a lot of supplies. Of course, they if they don't have supplies, they can brew those supplies or just make sure they have enough
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
for the session. But
Yeah.
right now, we are going to see Last Nightmare. I think they're going to push Red Dominari. Last Nightmare just trying to regroup right there. They are going to
Oh.
push. Dominari doesn't have a lot of numbers. That cursed circle coming from Last Nightmare just preventing Dominari, that Runite from Dominari, just preventing him from doing anything else. And last nightmare, with the amount of red dominary there here in this castle, I'm not sure how they will defend this. I think this castle will go to last nightmare for now. As dominary red, I think is all spread up since they are capturing different castles at the same time.
Yes. I think this Dominaria is just trying to delay the last nightmare again. What we mentioned earlier, I think Dominari is pretty spread out all over the castles right now,
Mhm.
so that's why I think last nightmare didn't recognize that, and I think they're just trying to chase red Dominari on every map. And as we
Yeah.
can see, this is actually a mix up. We have the red one and the purple one trying to defend or trying to cap this Imperium. We don't see any contest coming from Last Nightmare. So good comeback here coming from Dominari for that defense, or maybe for an Imperium steal on their side.
Yes. So they are going to try and defend this. So, but I think the Imperium already got damaged. So that's why it won't, you won't be able to heal this Imperium for
Yeah.
now. But since it got damaged, it will have less life than what it has originally. But if they are going to defend this castle, they still have 12
Okay.
more minutes to do so. Last Nightmare wants to push in. Dominari doesn't have a lot of numbers currently right now
Okay,
defending
our
this
storm.
room. As that Arrow Storm will go
Jack
down
Frost.
Dragon's Breath on the side of Dominari. But they have that defending aura or that defender casted on the side of Dominari since
Ooh.
they have that devotion or that sacrifice coming from that royal guard. And of course, skills getting casted on
Diamond
both
Dust.
sides. Just trying to deal damage against one another since this Warlock is just trying to survive against three members of Dominari right there. He doesn't have that enough
Arm cannon.
health to deal with the damage coming from Dominari.
Yep.
And Last Nightmare doesn't have enough numbers. Maybe Dominari red
Oh.
or purple is outside the portal right now since only a few members of Last Nightmare are in. I think some members of Last Nightmare are already in the Emperium. I'm not really
Oh.
sure. Maybe they're already attacking it though. Since
Yeah.
we're just waiting for this Warlock to go down, and he actually did go down. And there's one Sura from Last Nightmare discussing that guillotine fist and making sure he deals with their members
Psychic
or
Wave?
the members of Dominari.
Oh. I think
Right.
that's a good like 5v5 or 6v6 on the side of Last Nightmare in Dominari. That fight actually lasted for almost like a minute. Good sustains coming from their support and the same time for their carries. I think they got buffed by the
Hmm?
for from the arcades, so that's why
Yeah,
they're
I think
taking less damage.
yeah, I think the Royal Guards actually did a good job into
Yep.
defending their teammates. Of course, with that what they call this devotion or
Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
defended their teammates perfectly. And right now we are seeing people in the feed actually just trying to capture different castles or
Mm-hmm.
guilds in the feed just trying to cap different castles right now. Goons are defending. I think this is uh, Bamboo Grove Hill, the Emperium of Bamboo Grove Hill, and other guilds as well are in different castles just trying to hold their spot.
Yep. Okay, so we are actually seeing like a couple of nonsense are pushing here. Okay, yeah.
Because I think earlier though, Nonsense was trying to defend Scarlet Palace, and
Yep.
Scarlet Palace has just been captured by Dominari Purple
Mm-hmm.
or Dominari Pink. Um, yeah, so that's why I think they are going to try and push out or capture a
Okay.
different castle for the time being.
I think Nonsense is gonna commit on this one. Though we are seeing a few Dominaries on this one, but this Dominari is managing to sustain those damage, but apparently he died on those couple of single target skills coming from Nonsense. And again, Nonsense is pushing here. Dominari on the other side is trying to hold this one.
Yeah.
Quick Arrow Storm, quick rush coming from Dominari, and multiple Dragon Breaths on the floor connecting to several players, resulted into a kill. And right now, Dominari is back on the ground defending the entrance of Scarlet Palace. Very
Yes,
good.
and I'm not sure if the best option right now for nonsense is to attack this castle
Yeah.
because they only have around 7+ minutes
Yep.
to actually attack and defend, or attack and take the castle and maybe defend it. So I think it's cutting it close
Yep.
since Dominari has a very not really that much of a big setup right now, but they have a decent setup. Of course, they have three guillotine cross casting that rolling cutter
Yeah.
on that portal, which will cause heavy damage
Yeah. That's
against
gonna be
those
really painful.
four rolling
Four
cutters right
actually.
there. So it's going to be dangerous for people who will just go in that portal. Uh, yeah, four rolling cutters right now, and of course Dragon's Breath, a lot of Rune Knights, and of course they have that mechanic just waiting for the opportunity to cast that self-destruct and deal a lot of damage against his stack.
That's true. Okay.
Alright, so right now, of course, these are, players are just trying to their best to defend their own castles, of course. Um, we only have a few minutes left before our War of Emperium session ends. And then currently, our War of Emperium is really action-packed. A lot of players are actually dealing damage against one another. Fratres Advitam, of course, is trying to hold different castles as well. Nonsense is doing a good job into defending and attacking castles. I think Baldur 1 Nonsense just captured Baldur 1.
Ooh.
Maybe they are going to be there in Bright Arbor. Or maybe they are going to be in different castles for now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Bright Arbor is getting defended by Nonsense. So maybe Sacred Palace or Scarlet Palace will go to Dominari. Alright. Since not a lot of them are there though.
Yeah, we're seeing nonsense right now.
Mhm.
Mm.
And players are just making sure. They're just making sure to defend their own castles. Of course, they want to capture a lot of as much castles as possible. Um, because I think the more castles you have, the more benefits you will receive. Of course, you will get more treasure chests. You will get more exclusive castle drops. Oh, a lot of nonsense
Yep.
players are here though. A lot of nonsense players are
Okay.
here. Dominari just trying to go in. Fratres Advitam capturing castles. And Arsenal as well. And yeah, we are nearing the end of our War of Imperium session for now. And things are just getting quiet for a
Yep.
little bit. Of course, they don't want to risk, you know, losing their castles that they are
Yes.
defending.
Yes. And this is what I'm talking about. Dominari has multiple scouts on different castles. So, like for example, Nonsense is staying at this castle. Maybe that scout may can make a call out for a push, but again, we only have like almost 4 minutes plus. So
Yeah.
we're not sure if we're gonna see an answer coming from Dominari on that defense.
Yes, since actually we are near the end of our War of Emperium session, of course, I want to talk about our Razor Gold promotion for the month of July. From July 1 to July 31, 2022, 11:59 p.m. GMT plus 8, recharge your GNjoy account via Razor Gold wallet and get some in-game items such as Mystic Powders, Pierce Blessing, Unlimited Flywing Box, Battle Manual, Job Manual, and Analyze Eye Lower
Yep.
for free. Players will receive 5% bonus Razor Gold with a minimum recharge while stocks last. There is also a top spender promotion. The top spender will receive a Razor Huntsman V2 clicky optical switch. Second and third top spender will receive a Black Shark V2. And the fourth to 10th top spender will receive a $10 Razor Gold voucher. Of course, for more information about the promotion, you can visit our
Mm-hmm.
website, ro.gnjoy.asia.com, or join the ROGGH
This.
Discord. Again, links can be found in the description of the stream and in the pinned comment.
Yep. Okay. We're talking about. We mentioned earlier that
You can turn off the
Dominati. Yep.
banner now though.
Yep. We talked about earlier that Dominati has a scout on multiple castles, right? So we're seeing a response from Dominati now for nonsense, and I think nonsense turned off their logo here. and Dominaris pushing with a couple of Dragon Breath there.
Ooh.
They're trying to flank down, but again, Nonsense is holding this ground very, very well, causing multiple status effects there on side of Dominari. And Dominari answers back with a quick fire breath connecting to the back lane of Nonsense. And Nonsense, most probably they paddle back and went to the Imperium.
Yes, actually, they weren't able to defend this castle.
Yep.
I'm not really sure they're going to be able to defend this since we have a lot of rune knights just trying to go in. We have trappers here and there, but there's a player casting Gates of Hell. Of course, that Numa is also on the side of that Sura, of course, casting that Numa before casting that Gates of Hell to eliminate those strangers that are trying to
Yep.
defend this castle. But you know, Dominari just wants to go in for that last minute push. I think they're angry at Nonsense
Yeah.
because they can actually just hold Scar's Palace. But I think they're making sure Nonsense doesn't have a castle for this
Yeah.
session.
I agree. Okay.
But you know, I think more than a minute left for now. Maybe they are going to try and capture a different castle since
I think the Nonsense is trying to respond on this one. We have a couple of Nonsense trying to contest the breaks coming from Dominari, and they managed to wipe the three players standing in the Imperium.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can actually break this, but ooh, that guillotine is actually connected right
Yep.
there. And they might just try and break this, but no members of Dominari. I think just one member from Dominari is right there. I think no one else is actually attacking that Emperium. Maybe they got too complacent and didn't actually go in for that push
Yep.
to deal with Nonsense right there. I think the Nonsense will be able to defend this, and Dominari, although a valiant effort coming from their side to actually take down this castle at the last minute, they weren't able to finish the job and do so since they don't have a lot of breakers currently right now that are entering the castle, and we don't have
Okay.
a lot of time left.
This is gonna be a round two for Dominari Nonsense. Can
I
they
don't
still
think they have enough time though.
Oh, oh!
We only have seconds left, and
Let's go to check.
It's,
Oh!
no, it's end. It ended, and
You see that safety
actually,
ball? Oh!
yeah, and it was a close call for
Yeah.
Nonsense right there. Dominari wanted to take this castle so bad.
Yep.
I think they wanted to make sure Nonsense doesn't have a castle for this session.
Yep.
So that's why they want to make sure that what? Hold on. That is Bamboo Grove. Oh no, that's Bright Arbor rather. That's
Yep.
Bright Arbor. All right, all right. I thought that was Bamboo Grove. Yeah, that's Bright Arbor, and it got defended by Nonsense perfectly right there. And you know what a great way to end our
Yeah.
War of Imperium session right there. A valiant effort coming from Dominari, just trying to break this castle at the last minute.
Yes. At one point, we thought that Dominari is on a good push. Earlier, thought they're just gonna cap it, but apparently, Nonsense answered back with a quick regroup, and I think that's a flag warp, right? So they capitalized on the flag warp. They responded very quick on the Imperium, and that resulted to a good defense. And they managed to delay some of the Dominaries to break their Imperium. So good strategy coming, or good recognition there coming from Nonsense.
Yes, and you know, our War of Imperium session just ended, and I think you will agree with me when I say, MG, that this has been an action-packed
Ah, yeah,
War
I
of
definitely agree.
Imperium right
Yep.
now. Of course, a lot of players are just itching for a heavy battle like last Nightmare. Dominari, Nonsense, just making sure they defend their castle. Goons as well, taking part in the battle. Fratres, Advitam, we
Yep.
saw how well their defense is. Um, Money Heist isn't actually participating for tonight's War of Imperium. But I think we saw some
Goons
guilds
as well.
shine
Goons
and
as
pop
well.
out right now. Goons were able to
Defend as well. Yeah.
defend a castle. Let's see. Yeah, they got one castle. I think
Yep.
they got Kremhild and Britonia. A castle in Britonia,
Mhm.
and yeah, they were able to actually do Nemesis Armada rather. Nemesis
Nemesis, yeah.
Armada as well. All right. So a lot of guilds actually stood out right now and made sure they defend their castles. Chao participated with um, Dominari. I think is that
Yeah.
Dominari or Nonsense
Oh, no,
rather.
nonsense,
Chao,
nonsense, yeah. Chow?
they participated with Nonsense, and Arsenal helped Nonsense earlier in Hohenschwang Go. I'm not sure what happened to both of these guilds for a time being because we only saw them cooperate I think in Hohenschwang-go.
Yeah,
At the other castles they were pretty much not attacking each other,
yeah.
but we haven't seen them actually in a fight against each other in different castles.
Yep. But again, good team up coming from Nonsense and Arsenal, facing the big guilds in our server. So I think if that continues, I think we're gonna see a massive contest versus Last Nightmare and Dominari as well. So I hope we can see more action from these guilds, right? Especially for
Yes.
the GVG and the strategies. We are seeing we're actually seeing a couple of new strategies coming out from these guilds. Starting with the defense, and also with the offense as well. They're actually trying to mix and match the classes. Which classes can be very useful for ground control, or which classes is very useful when it comes to disrupting the stack of the enemy. So props to everyone who's you know doing the strats.
Yes. All right. So that was the end of our War of Imperium session. Shout out from Joshua to GM Joms hashtag
Ooh.
Playmaker. All right. Shout out to you, my friend, and to our viewers as well who are watching right now. Of course, to our players who participate in our War of Imperium, our guilds, who are actually battling it out against one another. Before we end our stream for this War of Imperium, of course, I want to remind you all we still have our
Mm-hmm.
100% EXP boost ongoing till July 18, 2022. Aside from that, we have the PH Conquest Festival happening here in the SMX Convention Center
SMS, yeah.
Manila in Pasay City on July 23 and 24. And for the cosplayers who want to attend this event, you need to prepare right now because you can show off your RO costume and the first ever ROGGH cosplay event in the
Yes.
Philippines, and it's open to all ROGGH players and cosplayers. It's your chance to win some Razer hardware. And of course, if you're not a cosplayer, you can go to the ROGGH booth as well and spin the wheel. Maybe you can get a chance to
And
win exclusive
yes,
merchandise
and
items.
yes,
Right.
and I think James, there's a photo booth as well for ROGGH as well. So I think they need to go there as well and try to showcase the. I think there's gonna be a big frame there for everyone.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so a lot of things happen, a lot of events and things happening, of course, both in game and out. Of course, ROGGH has got your back. And
yes,
anyway, our next War of Imperium session will be on Tuesday, 9 to 11 p.m. GMT plus 8.
yep,
All right.
okay.
So, yeah. Anything you want to add, MG?
See you in the conquest, maybe. I'm so excited.
We're still gonna see them on Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Rather.
Tuesday, then
On Tuesday.
conquest.
On
Yeah.
Tuesday, of course, we'll still have our War of Imperium stream. And yeah, this is the end of our War of Imperium session. Once again, we are your casters. My name is James.
And my name is MG.
And we'll see you all in the next session. Bye, guys.